There, it's day 324, and today's topic is who is your role model? Now, we've been so far, and it's not many days to go, 1.5 months or about 40 days. And so I think that by closing up those late days, we have to reconsider again where we started and where we're heading to. And so now it's about recapitalizing everything that we did. And so today I want to speak about whom are we following to learn so much that is important for us. And many people speaking about a mentor, but a mentor is just one person. And I think for each chapter and everything that we have to learn, and I mean, we have done here so far 324 chapters, you can say, different topics. And for each topic, there is a person who is very experienced in this field. So, we have spoken about, setting goals, planning the week, to see what is the next step to take. And for each of those, chapters, there are people who have done it and there are expertise in this field. So I think there are many role models, and it's not becoming, to invent everything by your own. Why shouldn't I invest and follow somebody who's an expert, who has done so much research in this? To give you an example, the other day I was listening for a video from Brian Tracy, and in the beginning of his career, he has read more than a few thousand books, all about management. And so he recapitalized everything that he did in how do you call it, a program, learning program, audiovisual with DVD. And so every other program in the market, was not important anymore. And he reads the number one in those programs. And it was very cheap in compared to what he invested. I think about $2,000. Now, I don't want you to make you go buy this program. I want you to tell you that all this time he gave, thousands of hours, he invested to give you this knowledge, isn't really much. And though, so instead of trying everything out to yourself, and there are many people who say I can do it better. Why do it better by basing everything on an expert who has done and tried and made so many errors, and avoid this? Instead, invest those errors by finding out how can you adapt this knowledge based on how is your character, and to find also ways that sometimes we have talents and things we are not good at. So you have to find solutions in those points where you're not good at. And finally, I think those role models are only to imitate until you become this same kind of expert. So why don't you be the role model of yourself? Because if you see following others, you will think again, I always have to follow others. Others know better. I want you to think, to imagine yourself as this people that you can become. So you see yourself in the future being this expert, and then suddenly you're not having the feeling anymore that you're only following, but you are just reaching out to become what's already inside of you. We have all the resources necessary to become everything that we want and that we need to become. And it's just that we have just to experience it. So become your own role model so that somebody else can follow you. Also as an expert in some fields, but also as an expert who has taught and learned how to become his own role model. Seeing yourself in the future, it's not really difficult. It's just that nobody has taught us. But as you can see in your own past, how many things have you learned that you didn't know? You didn't make even some thoughts about it, just like, learning bicycle and learning how to drive, and then suddenly you could it. Isn't this a victory that seeing that you didn't know something and you have learned it. So become your own role model and believe in everything that you can learn. Enjoy this trip. There are so many great moments in life, and it's only there just to grab it and to become independent. It's so important. If I see, the past, everything that we did, it's about exactly this. This month's topic, the great discover for me was, seeing everything that I want to be. And people are so unhappy because they always compare that there's the goal, and from the other side where I'm now. And so they're always comparing with what is missing. And so your subconscious mind can't concentrate on the future. That's why the focus is so important. So leave this behind. Only focus on where it is. Make it colorful, and see it in every detail about what you can become. And then little by little, this will lift you up. If I compare to what I was in the beginning, and I there is a big advice, put order in your life. And so I did this also in the past, and suddenly I'm thinking, where is the big difference to this year where I started this challenge? And I suddenly find out that usually we are playing a game in a certain field, like a football game, and then you have the square where you're moving inside. And if, of course, if you're only acting in the way you used to do, then nothing great will change. And what changed now is that I made my field where I'm moving bigger. So suddenly I saw so many other possibilities that I lived through, and I get rid of many things. And it's not only throwing away what is not necessary, but also suddenly you become aware that you are so depending from many others. So the square is also a metaphor for everything that keeping you small. All these thoughts, people, their thoughts and their judgment and everything that we are depending on. And suddenly when I became independent from all of this, and it starts with, looking at your mobile phone, another news, and you think, oh, this is so important, instead of deciding you where to go. So be your role model, and suddenly you see all these huge possibilities, and suddenly you're moving and you're trying out to find what is really important for you. And the whole world is changing beyond your imagination, only because you started for the first time maybe to say, where are you heading to? So you are the role model that you are following suddenly, and not somebody else. And this will make a really great shift in your life. I wish you enjoy this every moment, because suddenly you think, how was it possible that in the past I didn't go this path? So enjoy this. Be happy to do it today. And as always, there is no must. There's only possibilities. You have to decide, and it's only just to make a more happy and fulfilled life. So enjoy this and stay tuned to tomorrow. Bye-bye.